Welcome on in, Horus Heresy, as well as Mr. Gilliman fans. This is Sprues and Studs, and in this action figure review, we are going to be seeing if JoyToy did the Savior Calth justice by translating the miniature form into this action figure form. So come on in this in-depth action figure review. Just like the Ultramarines Legion Praetor, the action figure of Remus remains quite faithful to the source miniature down to the finer details as well as the coloration, which is pretty impressive. We all know that JoyToy does a great job of taking the miniature and blowing up to action figure scale. However, there is one detail that does not quite match up, which I'll get to you in a very quick second. Just like the Ultramarines Praetor, Remus also likes having this large broom head on top of his, well, head. There is a nice white and black patterning with some texture to accent the separation of each broom bristle. This area then gives way to more golden hues. I like how the face mask looks like a Roman gladiator mask with piercing red metallic eyes that seemingly bores into your soul. Now, the bare head is the area that I said that does not match well with the source material. I feel like the miniature's forehead is quite large and the hair is a lot higher compared to the action figure's very shallow forehead and hair. Now, there's this addition of a very large lens flare on each of the eyes of the bare head. Now, I don't know if it's just me, this effect really makes this action figure seem a little bit more lifelike and adds another layer of complexity onto the figure. I'll have to say though, the left eye looks fine, but the right eye looks a little bit wonky because it seems to be screened just a little off center, which makes Remus look a little bit derpy. Now, I believe that it is a fortuitous turn of events that the right pauldron fell off when I unboxed this action figure. I say that because I can show you what I've been harping on with these Horus Heresy pauldrons. So as you can see here, the loop that is attaching the pauldron right here to the shoulder socket, I think is a little weak and inefficient. The plastic is so soft that it cannot bear the weight of the pauldron. I'm hoping that JoyToy will do away with this construction sometime soon so that we can have a true version 3 or version 4 figure with really legitimate shoulder construction, just like the Terminators, which rumor has it Lieutenant Titus has this feature. Aside from that, the pauldron is aesthetically striking with a brilliant usage of gold, white, and red. One thing that I want to point out is at the center of the white U has this groove texture almost akin to a look of marble or quartz. Contrasting the right pauldron is the left one with plenty of wicked spikes that are festooned all over the surface of the armor. The chest of this artificier armor looks like it belongs on a grim dark gladiator with these interesting straps right here that alternate a silver and black color. There's also gold that outlines the edges of the armor, which stand out against the blue, black, and silver. Like most other Horus Heresy action figures, the torso has no decorations on it whatsoever. Now, the waist area is chock full of war goodies that consists of a nicely weathered frag grenade right here, 2 crackgrenades, an interesting melt-a-bomb with Ultramarine symbols over it so that the U will be the last thing an enemy sees before they are reduced to a molten slag. Plus, there is a textured leather pouch along with a holstered bolt pistol right here. And just to let you know, be careful of this area. It falls off rather easily, but thankfully it can be attached onto the waist area rather easily. What makes Remus so unique is that he uses these golden hues as praises to his chosen chapter. And then touching on the scabbard really quickly, it is a nice brownish maroon color that stands out prominently against the blue of the armor. The scabbard is also functional in that you can sheathe the blade quite easily right here. Finally, with the tabard area, the usage of these golden plates that are fastened on the black leather straps are another characteristic thing that Remus has that no other Marine has that I can remember to date. Now, the thigh region sports a nice continuity with the chest area in that you can see the alternating gunmetal and black straps on the armor. This look really ties together this action figure. I really like the knee and the shin area of Remus too because these areas boast a golden skull that is nestled comfortably between golden laurels, as well as a prominent skull with a white U. The banner that says duty at the bottom of the right leg is screened on instead of engraved, which preference being is engraving because there's more depth to it. The left leg is just like the left pauldron. The back area is a rather plain and boring expanse. The sea of blue is punctuated by some golden bands, which helps the blandness of the area. but clearly this is not the strong point of this action figure. However, I believe that your eyes are supposed to naturally gravitate to the rather ornate backpack. This backpack looks like another variation of an MK4 backpack, and there's excellent usage of color here as well. I love how the blue of the backpack is broken up by these golden patternings as well as these gunmetal hoses. What sits atop the backpack, or also known as the Nuncio Vox, is an amazing sight to behold, with a very large golden skull icon that houses a large green eye, and then next to the green eye is also a very large green lens. With regards to this bolt gun, I really don't have that much to say, which is actually a good thing. There is a great balance between the usage of black and the gunmetal on this weapon. The only thing that I'll point out is that the magazine can be detached from the gun and then reattached as well. With Phaethon, this power sword is clearly modeled after another gladiator weapon, much like the Ultramarines Legion Praetor. However, I would argue that Remus's sword is more unique and compelling to look at. Sure, the sword boasts the same gunmetal to silver transition, along with the blue for the power nodes. However, I really like the serrated edge that is at the base of the blade for more raw cutting power. And finally, the sword is topped off with a golden eagle, much like the Ultramarines Legion Praetor sword. The standard is a gigantic golden effigy that your eyes focus in on front and center. There appears to be some light shading in the recess of this golden idol, but somehow I don't think that the shading is really enough to help the grooves of the golden area stand out a little bit more. At any rate, there is clearly a double Aquila that is standing on top of the 13 chapter symbol. Then the leafy laurels cradle in an enormous white U at the center of the standard. If you look closely at this U, it is also textured the same way as the U on the pauldron. Further south is more iconography with the usage of the name of the Ultramarines homeworld, more U's, and eagle wings. Due to the size of the standard, JoyToy has provided a holder to balance the standard region, and obviously given us a very large base and another support that you normally only see with jump pack Marines. Let's do a very quick size comparison. You have Remus that's standing against the Legion Praetor, and they are the exact same height. Here is Remus standing against the Honor Guard, and then standing taller than the Stern Guard veteran. And then we have the Leviathan Terminator Sergeant that stands quite tall above all the rest of these Marines here. So thank you for hanging out with me in this review. Now join me in the wrap-up. Goodness gracious me. I'll have to say that JoyToy, I don't know what's going on with these Horus Heresy action figures, especially with the Ultramarines. They have done the Mark IV armors with complete justice, and I have to argue, they look even better than their more modern MK10 counterparts. There's just so many accoutrements, so many different things on this action figure that just stands out. Definitely, I have said before in the past, you are looking at the golden age of the Imperium with all these 30K action figures. So again, with Remus, there is so much that I love about this action figure, complete with the right pauldron, the helmet, as well as the Nuncio Vox. I really think that this is a perfect action figure. So again, if you're an Ultramarines fan as well as just a lover of Horus Heresy, this guy is quintessential in the lore of the Ultramarines. So I believe that this is going to be a must buy, and you should buy this action figure at David Toys, where I get all of my action figures. They deliver consistent customer service, as well as ship their action figures to me as well as to you consistently, sometimes in just 4 days. Oh yes, and before I forget, do not forget to use the code SNS to receive 12% off of your purchase. And with that being said, members of the chapter, once again, thank you so much for watching this action figure review to its entirety. I appreciate each and every single one of you with all your likes, comments, subscribes, and especially with the comments, as I love engaging all of you in an active, healthy dialogue about this lovely hobby that we have. So I thank you all, members of the chapter. You continue to build a fantastic community, and I am proud to be your channel master. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.